Okay, so in this first lesson, we're going to kind of introduce the project and talk a little bit about planning and kind of the beginning stages of making an effect like the one you're seeing. And so this is kind of a tornado I made as a side project for fun. And it was really enjoyable, and it was great to just do it for fun and not have to have that pressure on. And so I spent a lot of time kind of experimenting and playing around too. But I want to talk about like how did I come up with this idea? I want to do a tornado. It seems simple, but it kind of started. And sorry, I'm going to pull up the internet here with YouTube videos. So you can see. Yes. Let's turn that down. You can see. Look at this guy. He's like driving, and there's a tornado chasing him. I mean, just some amazing imagery, And this actually all started. I've got a couple videos here which I thought were really cool. And with this video, I saw this one Saturday morning, and these guys are playing soccer, and then this like dust devil forms. I guess that's what they're called. And I mean, it's stunning. Like this thing just takes shape, and kind of the natural movement that this had was really inspiring to me. And I mean, look at this. This is a great visual effects shot. Look at the scale, and oh man, just the movement in there is incredible. So we can look at some other reference too, right? And so this is good to do. Just kind of try and figure out how this thing would move and what it should look like. And you have a concept in your head, but it's really nice to see something that's in front of you, grounded in reality, that is like proof that this exists and how it moves. And because in production, that's really what you're going to be asked to do is match things generally. I'll get a YouTube video from my supervisor, and he'll be like, hey, this is what we're looking for, and you'll kind of go off of that. And you can see some of this great movement and kind of the scale. This is what I was really trying to sell with this tornado, was kind of a smaller scale. Really hard to tell through this. I did a bad job of not providing scale reference. Look at that truck drives through it. It's crazy. And yeah, so it's good to start kind of planning by looking at reference. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with staring at YouTube videos for an hour, trying to figure out what exactly it is you want to do and what you want it to look like. And so, all right, I started approaching this, and I came up with some tests. I was playing around, and you can see here in this test, it's only about 200 frames, and I really should have let it go much longer. I can show you. I was just lazy. I can show you. This is the actual simulation that gets generated. Hold on, Windows Media Player. I know, why am I using it? But yeah, so you can see here the system starts, and that's the animation you're seeing in the screen. And then I mean, I stopped animating it, but yeah, I mean, it just keeps going. Like, it's a system, and my goal here was to allow it to last forever, so that you could start a tornado and it would stay alive. Like you can see that it's kind of this recursive tornado in that it is spawning particles that keep itself going, and that was something that was really important to me. I started doing some tests with the FumeFX, and you can see this is a low-res FumeFX simulation with kind of like a FumeFX follow going on. So this actually, I think, if you were to improve upon the video you just saw, would be to use this as the basis for the effect. So you've got the tornado rig, and that's how you get the animation. That's where you're doing your animation. And then really a low-res FumeFX simulation drives the high-resolution FumeFX simulation. I think you'd get some really great movement that way. And I've been talking to a guy at work about actually doing some stuff with liquid tornadoes using some kind of smooth particle hydrodynamics, right? Like he developed this custom plugin called Quantum Force, and it allows you to take p-flow particles into real flow and let them advect real flow particles. And so that'd be a really cool way of getting some additional organic movement, and then maybe meshing that and using a volume shader on it, or bringing those real flow particles back in and emitting fume effects from them. I mean, it's really all about kind of trying to create as much natural organic movement as you can, because you can see in this last video here, you can tell this is turbulence. You look at this, and I mean, I'm not sure exactly how the field works in 3ds Max, but it's probably some kind of Perlin noise, right? And you can tell, like, you can see what's going on there. This breakup, it's very artificial, and over the years, I feel the human eye has kind of come to recognize this, and you can tell that this is this looks like a particle simulation. It doesn't look shockingly new. So you can see by running a gas simulation in FumeFX, or if you've got Houdini or whatever, you can get some very organic motion going on, and it's pretty cool not only to look at, but it's pretty fun to make too. When you see this thing come out and it looks very alive, and you created that. It's a really good feeling. And yeah, you can see here it's pretty cool. And I should have let it go for 1,000 frames. That would have been awesome. I kind of lacked the computational resources at my home computer, namely because I'm impatient and didn't want to wait more than like 8 hours for a simulation. But at work, that would not be the case. So yeah, we're gonna jump after this lesson into 3ds Max, which is what I used to make this. And you don't have to. The concept that I'm going to show you, you could set up anywhere. In Softimage and Houdini, any program that has a slightly complex particle system. You could even script this in Maya if you were really dedicated. So yeah, let's get to it and jump into the next lesson. We'll look at some of the particle flow techniques used to create the tornado rig. Okay.